Hey everyone, sorry if I'm bombarding you with videos this week, but the news just doesn't stop. We've got even more spoilers coming out. This time it's for Foundations, and there's a few in here that has me pretty excited. So let's go take a look at them. Okay, so here we are at mtggoldfish.com. This is usually the spoiler site that I use because they are almost always up to date on their spoilers really damn quick. So I heard about this earlier today while I was at work, and we just got some new spoils for the Foundation set, which comes out November 15, I believe it is. So first up, we have Liliana, the Dreadhorde General. It is a 6-mana planeswalker with 6 loyalty, and she has a static ability of whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. And she has 3 abilities. Her +1 is create a 2/2 black zombie token. Her -4 is each player sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. And her -9 is each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. So her -9, she casts Cataclysm. That's insane. Now, I was not playing when she was originally in Standard, so I don't know just how powerful she is, but the ability of her to create 2/2 zombies to protect herself, to draw cards whenever her own creatures die, and her -4 that doesn't kill her automatically, mind you, to basically cast Barter and Blood is absolutely bonkers. She does come with a pretty high casting cost, but there are ways to get around that. You can play her in green to get a little bit of mana ramp. You can play her with treasure token generators, or just mana rocks. It's really easy to get her into play faster than normal. So yeah, really, really strong character. So I'm excited to see what kind of decks spring up with her being in Standard for the next 5 years. Now, aside from that, we also have Vivien Reid. Vivien is a character that I know very little about because, again, she was in Standard when I was not playing the game. So she is a 5-mana, 5 loyalty green planeswalker. She has 3 abilities. Her +1 is look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So her +1 is basically a commune with nature. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Especially because it's her plus ability. Puts her to 6 immediately. So that's a lot of health to fight through. Her -3 is destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Pretty good minus ability. I'm not gonna lie. Like that ability that usually comes stock in every set, but usually as an instant or a sorcery. Just having that be repeatable on a planeswalker, that's pretty strong. I like that a lot. And then her -8 is pretty wild. -8, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +2/+2, and have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. If you can get her to 8 real quick, and then -8 immediately to super buff all your characters, you're going to basically be ending the game at that point. And there is already a card in Standard that can get you there immediately. And that is, what's the card? It is the green talent. It's, God, I don't remember the name of it. But it is the green enchantment that once you get to level 3, all cards that generate tokens or counters, or come into play with counters on them will get double. And it has a pretty good instant kill combo with Vraska. And this will work with Vivien because the way loyalty works is a planeswalker will come into play with counters on it equal to the amount of loyalty that they have. So if Vivien comes in with 5 loyalty counters on her, with that talent card leveled up all the way before you cast Vivien, it will have her come in as a 10 loyalty planeswalker instead of a 5 loyalty planeswalker. So you can immediately drop her in, pop her ultimate, and then just have an army of just really, really nasty characters. So that's pretty damn cool. I'm liking this already. There have been a few other things to come up, but those are really like the big heavy hitters. Aside from that, let's see here. Let's see if there are anything that we have not seen yet. Savannah Lions, that's a 2/1 for 1 white mana. Kind of outclassed in today's standard, but back in the day, this was a highly sought after card. Because white creatures at 1 mana used to be 1/1 and that's it. It's like sometimes you get like a 1/1 with first strike or like a 1/1 with banding, but to have a 2/1 on the first turn was pretty massive back in the day. Let's see. We're also getting Stromkirk Bloodthief back. This was in standard just last rotation, and apparently we're getting it back pretty quickly. Vengeful Blood Witch, we're getting that. Felidar Savior, I don't know if I've seen this one yet. This is a 4 mana cat beast, 2/3 lifelink. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. Okay, not too bad for a common. See, Helpful Hunter, I think we've seen that one already. Prideful Parent, I think this one is fairly new. Is a 2/2 with Vigilance for 3 mana, and when this creature enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. So kind of like an interesting card, because it's basically 3 mana to generate 3/3 worth of power across 2 bodies. That can be pretty good, especially if you're playing Anthems. Let's see, there's a couple lands there. Anthem of Champions, 9/11 is familiar, we've seen those already. Okay, so we're getting into some cards down here that are new, and some cards that are in foreign languages, so we'll have to find out what these actually are. So let's click this. This is Crossway Troublemakers. For 6 mana, it is a 5/5. Attacking vampires you control have Death Touch and Lifelink. Whenever a vampire you control dies, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Interesting. I don't think it's good, though. It's way too expensive for that effect. For 6 mana, you're going to be playing better stuff. But, cool. I like it. It's nice. Let's see. Oh, drat. Whenever you click on the link, it jumps you back to the top of the page. Okay, so after that, we have Jazal Goldmane. I have no idea who this is, but he's a 4/4 for 4 mana. He has First Strike, so that's kind of cool. And you can pay 5 mana, and attacking creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay, that's kind of cool. So there's like a super anthem when you go on the offensive. And then we have Blood Tithe Collector, another card that was with us just pre-rotation, but no one was really playing it, so is what it is. I mean, it's just a fun little card that they're adding to the game. Elspeth's Smite is a card that we have in standard already, so this is basically telling us that we're going to have access to Elspeth's Smite for the next 5 years. That's pretty cool. Then you have Hero's Downfall. This is basically murder, but it can target planeswalkers as well. So that's a pretty cool card. Okay, now down here, we're getting into some other stuff. So I'm going to open this link in a new tab so I don't lose my place. So it's 5 mana for 4/4 Cat Soldier. We're getting a lot of Leonin, probably because we're getting a Johnny. 4 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on another target attacking creature you control. If that creature is a cat, it gains First Strike until end of turn. Okay, cool. So we're getting a mini tribal theme here of cats and +1 counters. That's kind of cool. What else we got here? Okay, so we also have Leonin Skyhunter. Now, the Leonin Skyhunter is a 2/2 with flying for 2 white mana. Now, that may not sound like much by today's standards, but this card originally came out in the original Mirrodin block, and this was actually a really good card back then. Like, this card was actually played a lot in white weenie decks. So I'm interested to see if this card's going to do any good in today's landscape. Next up, we have Leonin Vanguard. Let's open this up. See what this is. 1 mana, Cat Soldier. It's a 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, Leonin Vanguard gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and you gain 1 life. Okay, that's cute. Then we have Angelic Edict. What's this? Angelic Edict is 5 mana sorcery, exile target creature or enchantment. That's something you might see in draft, and that's a hard might, because 5 mana is a lot to spend on an effect like that. Okay, next up we have the Highborn Vampire. Let's check this out. Okay, it's just a vanilla 4/3 creature with the vampire tag. Don't think you're going to be seeing too much of that. Okay, then we have Moment of Craving and Moment of Triumph. So let's see what these are. So Moment of Craving is an instant for 1 and a black. It says target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, and you gain 2 life. Okay, so we've seen this effect before in older cards, but those cards would be like deal 2 damage, gain 2 life. This being a card that gives -2/-2 can come with like certain synergies with it. Like, first thing that comes to mind is Massacre Girl, because Massacre Girl will draw you cards when you kill creatures through shrinking them rather than dealing damage. Moment of Triumph, let's read this. So 1 white mana, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, you gain 2 life. Okay, so this time it's a combat trick, and the absolute opposite of the other card, except it costs 1 less mana to cast, so keep that in mind. Offer Immortality. I feel like this card is already in standard based on that art alone. So let's read it. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn. Okay, yeah, that effect is in almost every set right now. It's a good effect, though. Oh, Pacifism. We know what Pacifism is. 1 and a white mana to make a creature cannot attack or block. Uncharted Haven. What is this? Uncharted Haven, it's a land. Enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana to the chosen color. Okay. Yeah, we've seen that exact card reprinted in very many other sets. Untamed Hunger. Let's see this. Okay. Untamed Hunger is 2 and a black. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1 and has Menace. It can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That's kind of cool. It's a bit overpriced, but could see play in draft. Then we have Vampire Neonate. It's a 0/3 vampire for a single black mana, and it has the ability of pay 2 mana and tap. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's kind of a cool effect, especially if like you can go the long game. This might end up draining someone out. Vampire Spawn. This was in the, if not previous rotation, then the one just prior to that. But it's a 2/3 vampire, and it says when this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, and it looks like that is all of the new spoils that we have so far. So that means we are up to date on our knowledge of the Foundation set. So just the fact that we are starting to get more spoilers already means that keep your eye open for other spoilers to come out over the next few days, because once you start seeing the first spoils come out, you're going to start seeing them more and more and more, like every day leading up to the release of the set. So we are now officially in Foundation's spoiler season. So look forward to seeing more of this. And if you want to get this information from me through my videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel, because I will absolutely be covering this, because I'm very interested in what we're going to be seeing in the Foundation set. Because this is the first core set that we're getting in quite a while. So I'm pretty interested to see where this is going to go. So that's it for now. I'll stop rambling, and until next time, y'all take care of yourselves.